Of repairs 1 year after Hurricane Matthew. A family-friendly development to come on stream in December. And the Ministry of Youth scouting for talent.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tomorrow, October 6th, will mark 1 year since the passing of dangerous Hurricane Matthew. The storm caused serious damage throughout Grand Bahama and even left some displaced. Now, even though a year has passed, many have yet to recover from the powerful storm. Tonight, our Talia Hall talks with NEMA's representative about the recovery efforts to date.
Hurricane Matthew caused significant damage to the island of Grand Bahama, shutting down some of the major tourist attractions and causing serious damage to some homes. 1 year later, some Grand Bahamians are still trying to recover from the monstrous storm. Island Administrator Preston Cunningham says Hurricane Matthew impacted just about every home on the island, some worse than others. He says that a number of persons were reached, assessments were conducted to help them with their repairs, but shortly after the general election in May, he found out that some residents still needed help, so another registration drive was held where some 200 persons registered.
For me, this has been a very, very painful experience. Painful in the sense that it just happened so that the weather conditions were such where it rained continuously for a week, 2 weeks, got a break. Then it rained again for some, roofs still open. And every time it rains, they have this horrible experience.
But Administrator Cunningham says some 40 contractors were hired to make repairs.
From those 40 contractors, they would have tackled as many as perhaps about 100 plus homes. And I would have referred to those homes which have been so badly damaged in the hurricane, where it would have been impractical for us to just issue vouchers for building supplies.
He admits that there is still more work to be done, but there have been some challenges. He says there are some residents who were unable to provide documents for the home that they live in, and also some even tried to cheat the system by registering more than once.
So we find ourselves having to spend a whole lot of time trying to sift through what we got with a view of ensuring there is no duplication.
The administrator says there is concern that some homeowners are fortunate enough to make their own repairs, but refuse to do so.
Of such persons, and take note, I say, some, not all, some still sit back and relax and say, oh, the government is going to take care of it. I think that accounts for quite a number of the homes now that are still not properly repaired.
The island administrator adds that the government is committed to helping those who need assistance, and those repairs will begin to pick up soon. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Talia Hall.
The Minister of Finance addressing the concerns of Grand Bahama small business owners today in Parliament. A group of small business owners held a press conference yesterday at the Tory Gate of the International Bazaar, taking the Customs Department to task for high fees. They claimed that their businesses are in danger of closing. Minister Turnquist, while making his contribution in Parliament, assured that the concerns will be given immediate attention.
There is no attempt from this minister, there is no attempt from the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, and certainly no attempt on the behalf of this government to place any additional or unfair burden on the business community of Grand Bahama. All we ask is that everybody live up to their side of the business relationship, and everything should be fine. And I know that there are some adjustments during this period as businesses get used to a more formal and strict enforcement of the law. But if we all stay the course, if we're all respectful to one another, I'm sure that at the end of the day, we will all benefit from a system that is predictable, that is well organized and well managed. So hopefully we will see most of those persons out there who were out there yesterday tomorrow, and we're able to allay some of their fears.
Now, that meeting will be held at the office of the Prime Minister tomorrow afternoon. Well, come December, Grand Bahama will welcome a new addition to the tourism product. Tonight, the general manager of the mega project says that this historic activity is being created not just as a tourism product, but with Bahamian families in mind as well. As construction continues at Pirates Cove, officials say much can be expected for residents and tourists alike. Among the activities, a new zipline that will tell the story of the country's former and current Prime Minister, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and the people of Smith's Point. Already, there has been training opportunities for a number of unemployed young men by a group out of Jamaica who has made its mark throughout the region when it comes to zip lines. Trainee CJ Lowe calls it an awesome experience.
The training is rigorous. You got to pay attention, you have to be alert, but at the same time it's fun because it's something new. You know, we've never had this in the Bahamas before. So something new to learn, and even if you don't stay here with it, you can take it because you'll be a trained person in the game. So it's fun, but at the same time it's very responsible because you have to have safety at all times.
And once complete, the island of Grand Bahama can add zip lining to the list of things to do. General Manager David Wallace says perhaps what is most fascinating about this historic zip line is the fact that it has been created with the entire family in mind.
I think it's not only an addition for the tourists, but we're building it for the locals as well. One of the wonderful features of this zip line is we're doing, the tower is going to be 25-foot zip as well. So for the younger kids who don't want to go up to the 60 feet, or yourself who don't want to go, Shashina, up to 60 feet, we have a 25-foot zip that takes you into the park as well. It ends with a rock wall, and so they're building as a rock wall as a part of the overall park that's going to be about 35 feet tall, where you can get to climb a rock wall at the end of the zip.
He adds that the second phase will be a joy for kids, and he is excited about the fact that development will continue on the property.
We're going to be asking schools to do field trips if they want to bring the kids to have a fun day here at the park with the second phase. And then when we get, after we would have finished putting the zip line in Nassau, we're going to look to put the third phase in here, where we're going to put in a restaurant, a sky restaurant, all glass, that will have you 65 feet in the air on a crane, where you can have lunch and you can have dinner.
Wallace says they are making history, and not just on Grand Bahama.
This is not only the first for Grand Bahama, but this is also the first zip line to be completed in the Bahamas. We believe this is the first of many that we can do. With the team that we now have, our goal is to get to Nassau secondly, then on to Grand Thursday, and then we're going to look at Bimini and Eleuthera and Abaco. But you don't have to put up like 7 towers. You're able to put up 4 towers in those places and create the same kind of excitement with a 4-tower zip versus us, which is now a 7-tower. And then we want to do a zip that takes you straight into the sea. And so we are talking to the guys in the second phase about putting in a John Crell Jones line and a Buddy Heel line that then takes you right into the water.
Sounds good to me. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues in just a moment.